early game was just brutal. That's why I said it felt like a 4v5 after the laning phase because Paul Walrus could not do much. He was too far behind to get involved.
And Xing was finding some nice return kills. I believe he was 5 of the 6 or 7 kills coming out for denial.
Xing did good work that game.
But they were all counter. Like, they were all counter engages.
He
got the one pick, not able to find anything else. Let's see if he can make a change for game 2.
Let's see if they can find some better ones.
I don't think we'll be seeing Bastet.
We'll see Batz at this game?
No.
Do you think he played it? I don't think he played it badly, though.
I don't think he played it bad. I just think it was a bad pick into that composition. Like you said early on, into the Geb, like, Geb was just able to keep any of the squishies that he wanted alive. And Xing not able to find anything outside of that first gank. Ares taken away, though. Once again, Cloud9 not likely to switch up their picks and bans for this.
No, I don't see many changes in the picks and ban phase from Cloud9, that's for sure. Wukong taken off the table by denial again. Once again, we did see Cloud9 be first pick last game. They're going to be first pick again this game. And now it's back over an Athena taken off the table this time. We didn't see Athena ban last game.
It was in the second phase.
It was in the second phase, but
it was taken away by denial, actually, I believe. And
Bellona,
they forced them into the Geb.
Bellona is available here. Will they look to ban that? No, they're going to ban Geb. So Bellona available, Serqet available. Will we see either of them drafted
Sylvanus as well. I think that's the key right now. Bellona, Serqet, Sylvanus. I think we're going to see all 3 of these picked up here in this first phase. The question is, who does Cloud9 value out of those 3?
Don't forget Janus as well. Serqet is
Janus
the first
as well.
one. We could see Janus, Sylvanus picked up here.
Isis is also available.
Very true.
That not only does Stealth really not like, or Anitsor more specifically doesn't like playing against that god, C9 during the summer split banded out every game outside of 2 or 3.
Well, they've not been doing it so far today, that's for sure. Sylvanus will be drafted for Shadow Q again.
I want to see Isis.
What will we see locked in alongside it? Bellona still on the table, though.
I want to see Isis, and in response, we'd like to see the Janus Bellona.
It's a long, thoughtful process from the boys of Denial here. I mean, they've got a lot of options, right? It's not like they're limited to anything in particular.
No.
It's like, what do they give up?
Mace is, okay, so he's going to go the Janus. But, I mean, those are the only 2 realistic picks I saw coming out from these mid laners. But more from Mace, right? I'll actually give it to Stealth. Stealth will switch it up more so, but Janus and Isis, if those 2 are up, Mace almost always picks one of them.
Well, Apollo logged in for Barracuda there. More than likely, again, had a good game in it last time round. The final pick, I'm saying it again, Bellona's available, but will we see Baskin play it in the solo? That's the question, I guess.
We did see him play it in week 1, but it wasn't very effective against the ganks. And we're actually going to have the second Serqet locked in. So this is something we don't, it doesn't happen too often, but every once in a while, you're actually able to draft the same god on your team.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, this is beyond just normals, seeing the same god on the other team. This is the same god on your own team. And it's not even being switched. We're sticking with the Serqet. It's going through.
I don't think production have realized the error of their ways right now. But yes, we do have 2 Serqets. It can play jungle and solo.
That's not an error.
At the same
it's
time.
Coming through.
Is how it is. Medusa has been locked in. Hades along the way. We will get confirmation of what the first or the third pick is in a second, hopefully from production. Hopefully.
Cloud9 looking to ban away their next god.
Probably Serqet. You don't want to give an enemy team a
Serqet's
Serqet.
banned away.
Hades was taken off though, so they don't want to leave that one available for Baskin in that solo lane.
Bellona was first pick.
So
there we
Bellona
go.
First pick. Makes more sense now when you look at it.
That makes so much more sense.
I don't know. It's been one of those days.
Thor banned away once again. Apparently, it is not an error with Brad being bad. It is an error with something else.
Hashtag blame Janus.
No, it's blame.
Back to picks for Denial. Denial do get the counter pick option one more time. Last time that they chose Osiris in this spot. Will they want to switch things up? It's going to be a Hunt Batz.
I like this so much more. And they also have... this god, it has a lot of damage. It doesn't have the burst potential coming out like we would see from Bastet or from Serqet. But what it does is it not only sets up for your team, but it creates space for your team.
Right, that's 2 Apollos now. Production seems a little bit upset, but it's fine. We will get that changed for you shortly.
So what, can we get confirmation on what this pick is real quick? Production? So the first... What? Okay, guys. Can we just... Let's roll into game here soon. Athena was actually first picked.
But it was banned as well.
Can we just roll into game?
Roll into game.
Just roll into game.
There we go. New war locked in. We'll tell you afterwards what exactly was going on. Let's get into the game. Sorry about the technical issues with the picks and ban screen there. We should get them fixed.
I can only I can only imagine the blame Adonis right now.
It is your fault.
I'm not even. I'm at the desk,
Change
man.
the buttons. So let's read through the lineups because we saw them there.
Thank
Cloud9
you.
have gonna have Baskin playing Bellona, and Insta playing Serqet in the jungle. MLC Steph will play Nuwa in the mid lane. Jeff Hidler and Barracuda will be Athena and Apollo respectively. And across the way, Denial will see Walrus playing Sun Wukong, Xing playing Batz in the jungle. Mace in the face in mid lane as Janus. Shadow Q gets his Sylvanus, and finally, Bronx Bombers is going to be playing Medusa.
So, just to confirm, Athena was not banned out,
Clearly.
and Serqet and Apollo, we're only seeing one of them.
We're only seeing one of them.
We're not seeing no two.
There's no two Serqets and two Apollos.
Deep ward coming out from Xing there. You can see Anister walking right over it. And we actually could, I don't know if they want to fight or if it's just make sure that Cloud9 doesn't invade. And that looks to be it. And we're going to see Denial run the same beginning strategy. So what's going to happen, in case you didn't catch it last time, is Xing and Walrus are going to split this mid camp. They're going to split blue. They're going to split a wave. Then they're going to split speed, and then they're going to split a wave again. No. They go to wave again.
Go to wave again.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see how this works out for them last time, because last time around, it did get Xing off to a flying start to get him the first blood.
Gold-wise, he was above Anister.
He was in a good position for it. So already you can see those back harpies have been done. The paradigm start is how it's been called and nicknamed, done by Cloud9.
So we're also going to be seeing a little bit of a different matchup here in mid lane. Mace to the face now going to be rocking this Janus against MLC Stealth's Nuwa, a god that has really rose in the fall split.
Yeah, all of a sudden he starts to see more play. Only Kiki so cheeky played it so much in the previous split, but now we're seeing it in multiple games over again.
Yeah, Barracuda hitting a ton of autos, though. Jeff going to take poke in response, but Shadow Q, he's on Sylvanus. He should be able to heal most of that up.
Health potion and wisps will be good to go. Cloud9 up 1-0, so they've managed to win their first game in the SPL this split already. Can they make it 2 and make themselves back to 2-2 in the standings?
And Barracuda and Jeff Henlo, they're just going to have to be very defensive in this. Ooh, Anister trying to gank mid there. Just barely dodges that portal.
Mason lucky landing that pole as well. The red buff will be taken now by Andy and MLC. So you'll also see that Mason the face did start with the red buff, so that's going to wear off soon. And so MLC will have a bit better wave clear for the time being once he picks that one up. Baskin, though, in the solo lane, did start Death's Talon Boots.
Yeah, and Xing continuing to sit in this lane for about 1:30. I'm not sure the golden XP, but to be fair, he has Shadow Q and Mace on his team. And they're pretty good with numbers.
But what this does is it actually puts the solo laner a little bit further behind, but it gets your mid laner ahead because you're not soaking so much from him. So that should be a good thing for Mace to the face to be able to get those ultimates off a little bit earlier than maybe people expect. You can see that on the charts there as well, the XP per minute, because he's top of the shot.
It's actually Anister and Stealth leading the way.
Because the sharings worked out well for them. Yeah.
And Mace sitting there below. But it's dead even. They're trading constantly.
Chess took a lot of poke on that engaged, and he was looking for the nice damage, but instead traded back onto him. He'll be okay, though.
Anister and Stealth are both 5 here, but it doesn't look like they want to look for a fight yet. Xing electing to farm early on, like always. He doesn't have a very, and this is the same with Bastet, right? Early on, he doesn't have a lot of kill potential, but once they hit level 5, once he has Cats in last game, or Fear No Evil in this game, he can really start looking to set up for his team.
Well, he does have that ultimate online now, Xing, as does Mace to the face as well, so those rotations could pick up pace a little bit more. Serqet, though, played by Anister, is over in this duo lane once again. He's looking for an opportunity if he can find it to gank that duo lane, but I think they're wary of it.
So I'm pretty sure Walrus is going to be playing much more cautiously this game. I expect him to just be sitting under tower losing gold just out of fear. I mean, after having your lane camped that much, it just has to get to you mentally, especially when he doesn't have wards. If he doesn't see Anister on the map, he's going to be playing very defensively.
To be fair, I mean, kill potential on an Osiris is higher with 2 assassins. This game he's playing some Wukong, another warrior, but he's not against 2 assassins this time around. Bellona, her kill potential is a little bit lower in all fairness. It's not the burst damage that we can see out of Fenrir.
He also has that Sun Cloud. He also has the Sun Wukong Cloud there.
Just to get out.
Yeah, his ultimate's going to be so much better at escaping ganks.
And he does start off with beads as well, because he doesn't want to end up in the situation with the last game. Anister and the boys of Cloud9 did take those right-hand harpies. The left ones, however, still down for a little bit longer. There's a rotation here for this purple buff by Denial. They're looking to steal this one away.
Yeah, and this should, by all means, go straight to them. But there's Anister. He's rotating over. He's just going to focus on the blue buff, though. He's not going to really look for a gank. Like we said, Sun Wukong, much harder to gank in this game.
So, in the jungle, they trade out camps across the map. The left harpy's soon to spawn, and good old Warrior's going to find out that camp is gone. Doesn't panic and beads. Instead, he just uses
Oh,
Oxform and tries to jump away.
they're going really deep on him. He's going to ult, though, and he should be out of
He
this
should be fine.
pretty safely. But that's the thing, though. He's not able to heal in his cloud this time.
Oh, there's the new War Ultimate as well, going to force Walrus away. Wasn't a lot of damage in the rotation from Jeff to support the team because of the rotation through space and time. Baskin is a little bit caught out, but a great use of Eagle's Rally to avoid the Wrath of Terror. Good taunt from Jeff to just dissuade the situation, but he might take some poke from that. Not on target.
I almost thought Baskin was going to die there for trying to clear that minion wave, but before the Wrath of Terror goes off, he's able to get his ult off and just barely escape. In Denial, they lose their buff, but they're going to respond in kind by stealing away Cloud9.
So overall, it's Denial that win that little trade of buff wars because they got the purple and the blue from the enemy, and they lose a minion wave to the tower. Actually, that's a lie because Baskin did just buy teleport and get back to lane to soak it up.
And it's just going to clear out his speed buff. His red pot is still ticking, it looks like, likely to end here in just a couple seconds. The buff, it's up there for 5 minutes.
Looking to use the fog to get some aggression on, but they don't find the taunt. Shing a little bit too wary, uses that somersault to get himself out of danger.
Oh, Pool just barely misses.
Would have been nice if that connected, but I don't think they would have had kill potential anyway. Just would have put a little bit of nice plays from Shadowq. That
Perfect timing. Perfect timing from Anister. That buff just spawned the second he walked over to it. He's going to steal it away, so the buff war continues.
And so we're back to even on buffs once more. 5.5 minutes in, no death on either side just yet. No, goal is pretty much even between these two teams, wave to wave. Gold Fury obviously still standing for the time being. And ward placements, well, there's not that many.
Anister, though, his ultimate's up again. He's looking to find Walrus. They might actually combo him out here. He's so low. Can they get the tick of the passive? Yes, Baskin. Gonna find that kill. First blood, and Anister continues to sit on this solo lane for the second game in a row.
Camp the Walrus is what the game plan seems to be, and so far so good for Cloud9. Finding first blood this time. And now they're going to get some pressure in this lane because Shing's still mid lane for the time being. They've got to keep an eye for Janus though, because he can rotate very quickly.
Shing, he was able to find some nice return kills last game, but this time not able to set anything up. He doesn't have that early gank potential or early turnaround potential.
I mean, he does because he's got Fear No Evil. Like, there's a lot of damage coming off, and you get a crit. And so the mid lane going to get some poke onto Mace to the face. He's going to use the portal to get himself out. He did have to use beads though.
Shing, he's going to try and get these mid camps, but 3 are going to surround him, and he smartly jumps over the wall before they're able to get there. But Cloud9, they're going to take this, and they continue to just inch a lead away from Denial for the second game in a row.
Pace has been picked up a little bit by Cloud9 once again. Anister once
All right, Anister walked over a ward. Look at those wards from Walrus. He is not having it this game.
They're going to lose the blue buff, but by doing that, look where Bronx Bomb is right now. It looks like they're doing the Gold Fury, at least baiting for it at the moment. They know Anister's on the other side, and Shadowq, well, they're going to go for the purple instead.
Anister, though, he's already stolen away the blue buff, and him and Baskin are rotating to this.
187 crit by Shing there. Just nice to see the passive kicking in now and again. 30% crit chance. It's nice. It's more beneficial when it actually hits a player, though.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it helps. Clearing buffs is important, though. It's very important to get those crits early on.
Gold Fury not being contested down for the time being. The wards, no wards actually placed at that Gold Fury from what I can see on the mini-map for the time being. Shadowq with the rotation mid to soak experience, but Stealth going to be back in, so won't be in an awkward position there.
Walrus here, he went Death Toll early, but he's starting up Mystical Mail as well.
Side. Anister is here again. Blinks in, Death Veins for close
His
gap,
dash is down.
The bead's going to flick it back. No, he's not, because the Petrify timing was very good from Bronx.
CC immunity for a very long time. Beads plus that Petrify, like you said. Anister not going to be able to find that kill. Baskin securing his own buff on the right-hand side in the meantime. And we will see... Oh, no, he can't complete Mystical Mail. Just going to be a Tier 3 teleport coming out from Walrus.
Tier 3 teleport indeed. Does get back for this full minion wave, though. And it does release some pressure over on Barracuda for the time being as well, because Barra can now free-farm a little bit, not worrying about Bronx Bombers and that ultimate.
Shing just going to ward for Walrus.
A lot of wards placed down that right-hand side. Now you can see Denial have figured out exactly what Cloud9 they're going to do. And Walrus are like, guys, please, just stop him. He just comes here all day, every day.
Walrus is going to have nightmares moving forward. You're never going to see him ever push up.
I do love the use of fog, though, that the teams are doing with New War. Now, you drop the fog, players sit inside that fog, so they're stealthed, you can't see them, and then just use it to walk along with the fog to get themselves and close a gap and try and spring a trap.
Especially if you don't see it, right? If Mace to the Face is turning around the corner and he only sees fog coming through, he doesn't know if Anister's sitting there trying to set up a kill.
Keep an eye to see if they're trying to abuse that. Boys of Denial, though, they're around the Gold Fury again, just clearing out wards there. Bronx Bombers cleared that one out, so they should have some vision once more. Xing in the mid lane. Not really seen anything out of him so far, though.
No, but I mean, he has a really big team fight potential, and I think that's what Denial's looking for. They're fine with losing an early kill and trading out buffs. What they want to do is they want to force these mid-game team fights. They have Fear No Evil. They have Janus, who does a ton of damage over multiple abilities. And then they also have Wrath of Terra, and they have Petrify, which is probably the best team fight-oriented ult coming out from Hunters, next to maybe Jablanque's ult.
Bad news for Xing. He's going to find out his speed buff has been taken once again by Anderson on that solo lane. Walrus swung around there to find out as they were pressuring mid. Right, Hoppy's going to go to Cloud9 here as well. Let's have a little look at the graphs here for the experience, just more than anything to see the difference in these two teams. 1,500, it's nothing much to write home about at this stage of the game.
No, this is not a huge lead. I mean, the biggest difference you could see, actually a taunt by Japinla, and now we see Anderson looking for a kill. Great Fear No Evil, though, to keep him at bay and disengage that fight.
Xing defensively done well there. Baskin, though, going to hit him with a big bludgeon to the back of the monkey's head. Still no more aggression coming out now, though, as we go 10 minutes into this game. Cloud9 win that little skirmish, but they're going to swing around for the left-hand Harpies here.
They're going to secure that, and they continue to inch ahead of Denial. They're taking all the mid camps. They're trading out buffs, but you know, Cloud9 are typically getting more buffs than they're losing here, and Denial, everything they're doing is just in response to Cloud9. They're not playing their own game or forcing their own game.
Well, Barrow will be happy now because he finally got his second purple buff of the game. But Walrus will not be. He's caught out of position there. Had to use the Cloud to get away and heal himself back up. Xing is in the mix there, but he can't do much more. Good disarm from Baskin, making sure he can't land one of those lucky
Gold
crits,
Fury,
Gold
though.
Fury,
Yeah, Barracuda's in the air, too. And Bronx Bomber's going to quickly dash away. Barracuda not going to keep up on Gold Fury, though. Lets it drop. Anister still waiting here, though. Xing, his ult should be up pretty soon.
Baskin's still beating down Walrus, who's now out of mana, and so they're going to turn their attention to Xing, who has to somersault away, but ambush is available for Anister. The tower damage
is he going
was
to teleport?
insane, though.
He does.
Xing not going to find it.
Baskin, no abilities. He had Scourge available. Actually, Scourge probably could have killed Xing, but not electing to use it, knowing that he would be out of mana.
Crazy fight across the map. Nobody dies, though, is the big story. And nobody really got a lead out of that whatsoever. Anderson and Baskin both going to have to return to base soon because of HP and mana issues, as you expect. As we check in with the builds right now between these two teams.
Wow. I mean, Sun Wukong still has not finished Mystical Mail. I've been talking about him sitting on this rank 2 for about 5 minutes, but Walrus, he's losing so much gold. He's already 1,000 behind. Jotuns is going to be finished for Xing, and we are going to have, it looks like CDR
Walrus
starting up for Mace.
305, the same as his support. This was like the last game for him, the focus that Cloud9 have really put down onto him these past two games.
And he's
really
only
worked.
died once this time.
But they've really put the pressure
No,
on.
I know. I mean, someone's got to call PETA because the Walrus they're looking to go at Extinct and Smite.
That was terrible.
I was trying to hold it for a good time, and it just...
That was terrible.
I know.
Top of the shop, though, is Baskin with 389 gold per minute, and that solo laner versus the other one is an 80 gold differential minimum between those two per minute. So as this game continues, keep an eye on that and see if Baskin can rinse repeat what he did last game, where he really ended up getting MVP based off his performance.
He doesn't have a big lead in kills, obviously, but like you said, with that gold lead, once he starts getting these big items online, like Rune Forged and like whatever his next item's going to be, and that's going to be the question, right? Is Batz going to go aggressive? Is he going to pick up that Ick Vial, or is he going to go defensive and pick up maybe Magical Defense or a Mystical Mail or anything to that regard?
Once again, contestation around the Gold Fury. As you can see, that Cloud9 ward is placed there, but there's an ultimate in mid lane from Xing. He did get some nice damage off, but Xing's in trouble. That new war ultimate, is it going to be enough?
No, it's not even... Oh, it is enough! Wow!
Spoke too soon. The magical penetration from Shoes of the Magi plus Chronos Pendant was enough to
There was
bring
also...
down.
I think there was still one more tick of Last Breath that went off at the exact same time.
And at the same time as well, though, Shadow Q did even give him some extra protections there with the Wisps.
Yeah, just not enough. That did way more damage than I was expecting. All those dots on him.
And that looked like Xing's aggression.
This is the third or fourth speed buff Xing has. I believe the third in a row that Xing's going to lose. And Cloud9 continuing to control the pace of this game without getting a Gold Fury, without getting any kills.
It's nothing crazy this game, though, is it? It's not like they're going balls to the wall the whole time. They're just like patiently waiting for the opportunities and finding the moment.
It looks like Barracuda going to be securing his own buff.
He's got Mystical Mail.
Anister in the mid. I saw that as well. Walrus finally finishes Mystical Mail, but he's already lost his tower. His blue buff's being pressured for another time this match, and it's looking rough. And Anister and Stealth, they're walking over here. I don't think he got spotted on that ward. I think he was just out of range. He's definitely out of range. Walrus is going to find out real quick, though.
The difference is, though, Walrus is actually quite tanky now with that Mystical Mail, so he can absorb a couple of shots. Not as far behind as he was the previous game. And Bronx is doing the Gold Fury once again, I believe, on that left-hand side, but Barracuda sniffed it out. You can see on that mini-map where Barra came over, it's like, okay, back to lane we go then, boys.
Yeah, I mean, we're always seeing Bronx and Barracuda just walking over there. Even if they're not doing it, they're starting it up. Okay, here's the response. Get someone out of position, maybe make them lose some gold, and then rotate right back out.
Only shell picked up by Jeff Hindler here on this Athena.
Not a lot of actives.
We've seen a lot of blinks so far on the Athenas, but this game he's just gone for that shell at the beginning.
Yeah, a big thing too, right? Only rank 1 beads across the board. Really only Mace has got rank 3 online.
It's not been an aggressive game though, really, has it? It's been one of these where just slowly but steadily Cloud9 have taken the lead.
And neither team are really expecting much to happen, but here's something happening. Mace, he should be able to portal through that in time. Anister, 25% damage reduction from that Athena ult, and now a blink hit by ShadowQ. Shell pop though. Xing, is it going to be enough damage? It is, and Xing for the second time in a row going to fall to New Wall Fire Shards.
Mace of the Face has gone very deep into the enemy jungle, but Anister's trying to find that kill on the back. They find it as well, trying to recall. Meanwhile, Gold Fury could be a potential thing for Cloud9 now if they want to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, 2 down. Bronx Bombers has his ult available though. Cloud9, they are going to start it up, and Jeff Hindler going to be zoning out too right now.
Duty with MLC staff in support. Good taunt. Where's the clay minions into the stun? Burst damage on Bronx is good. Deleted, and now Walrus turns up to try and defend it, but the Gold Fury has already fallen.
So the biggest part about that fight for me, right? Jeff Hindler and Stealth, instead of zoning, they just forced the fight. I mean, it's not like you can't get past me. It's we're going to kill you if you try and get past me. They're not able to do it. And then Jeff Hindler with the great body block on the lacerate keeps Bronx there in place. They're able to find the 2 and the Gold Fury.
And one thing to know there as well, Anister was the whole protagonist for that whole fight there. In the mid lane, he was the one that went aggressive, forcing Xing to defensively ult again to save Mace to the face. And they just cleaned up that fight nicely, which ends up getting them the Gold Fury as well.
And Barracuda could have probably stuck around for that tower. His ult was not available, though. Didn't want to risk getting picked off.
Hey, New was back, though. 3-0-1. We're going to be seeing a lot more of it this season, I guess, because the performances we've seen from us so far have been pretty decent.
They've been phenomenal. Outside of a couple, we've seen it in mid and solo as well. We saw it last game. Dignitas versus Justice Sausage run it, and actually Demi ran it in week 1.
Why is it back, though? Do you know?
Myself and Brandon, I forgot about it. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I think people are utilizing it a lot more as well.
Is it because they're sick of people getting out with low health that they just want this global to just execute them?
Maybe, but we're seeing it used a lot for the vision, and like you said earlier on, that stealth, you know, just throwing it out there, no one's in mid lane, throw it out, let Anister sit in the fog, and then Mace to the face gets surprised.
Well, what you can also do with that, I just thought of this with Serqet, but if you use the fog, Serqet walks along with it and then stealths. Well, when the fog moves on, she's still stealth, so she can position herself in an awkward position. We'll talk about awkward position now. The aggression once again from Cloud9. Xing, though, got a big ultimate off there.
A lot into Baskin.
Cause issues for Baskin.
Way too much into Baskin. They may pick him up, but they're going to lose a lot for it here. Anister, he finds ShadowQ. Bronx is rotated in. Petrify doesn't find anyone, though. And Stealth, he's just going to be tanking so many up. Walrus forced to ult as well. It's going to be a 1-for-0. But Denial, they've been poked out. They're likely to lose at least their mid tower.
Yeah, the mid tower is going to get worked on now. The minion wave is there with them. Although the defense is here, and that nice unstable vortex from Mace to the face will clear out that minion wave. Clay minions, though, will be available for MLC Stealth. And there you go. Going to shred the backdoor protections one more time. The tower will fall.
Yeah, that's going to be a free tower. Jeff Hindler also going to find a taunt. Mace to the face. His beads are out, and Anister who blinks in. CT immunity, Cobra's Kiss not going to taunt him out.
He did find the kiss, it's just a shame the immunity was there. Blue buff was stolen by Baskin on that right-hand side, and I believe the speed buff was once again by Anister. Anister, he might find Bronx in the back line there. Bronx war around the corner. Snake versus Scorpion, Tree to the rescue.
Oh, ShadowQ though, he recognizes the beads were going to come out. He holds it, hits him with the root. All of Denial going to pick off Anister. They're getting real greedy deep in the jungle.
Nice attempt by Anister, but it doesn't pay off for him. Instead, it's back to factory settings. The first kill for Denial is now on the board. Oh, Xing of all people. Xing just gets all the kills this team.
He kills.
A lot.
You know, it's 6-1 in kills, but you can just take a look at the massive gold difference. It's already about 6 7,000 now, and 11,000 in experience. That's a big thing. With such little kills on the board, you'd expect the experience to be relatively close. 4-level difference in the soul lane, 1 in the jungle, 2 on MLC stealth. Jeff Pimla and ShadowQ, 1 level difference, and Barracuda 1 level difference.
So not too much in terms of some of the ones, but the solo lane is the
yeah,
big.
The solo lane is
once
massive.
Again, it's the same thing again. War's been focused early. He's not been as focused as Anis has done previously, but those jungle buff steals have really hurt him more than anything on Denying Experience.
And he's just been scared, and you can tell. I mean, he's been sitting under his tower, never trying to take any fight to Baskin early on. And with respect, he shouldn't have been. It just slowly gets behind and behind. Anister, Barracuda.
They were looking for Bronx Bomber if they can there, especially with all the rotation from the mid lane as well. And they might still find him because he's under the tower here. He's stuck around too long. Did beads, lacerate straight into a ton. No, Petrify comes out. Reinforcements are here though. Can they get some damage off? No. Disengage from Cloud9 looks good.
I don't know. Denial wants to fight this, and I don't know if that's the best option for them. 2-man Wrath of Terra. Barra takes to the air. Once again, Xing is focusing on Basket, but there's no damage. I mean, Xing took more damage from the new wall shards than he put onto Basket. And now, Walrus just trying to get out. Xing jumps over the wall. He's going to fall as well. And Jeff Hinla still full health.
No pull from ShadowQ there. Mace to the face was very far forward during that engagement. Had to use beads early. Don't know what he was thinking. They didn't expect the reinforcements coming out from Cloud9, but they were there and they win the trade out once more. Gold Fury due up in 15 seconds, so we may just see Cloud9 head over to that in a moment.
They're trying to back. They want to get full health. They want to finish items, and then they want to do the Gold Fury. And we just see actually all of them back, but I don't think Gold Fury is not going to spawn in time for Denial to try anything risky.
Jeff's going to be here just in case. Well. Make sure nothing crazy happens there. See the wards in their inventory there. Sentry ward for Barra, Sentry ward for Baskin, and 1 for Aninster as well. Make sure they can control this Gold Fury. Make sure there's no vision around this area. They've got to be careful of the Fire Giant steal because they saw them do it last game.
And they have no vision on it. And ShadowQ's walking over there as well. And I think they recognize that Jeff, he's going to mid.
I just thought the same thing to myself. I was like, you don't want to do what they did last game because it could go wrong.
And they don't see anyone on the map. And that's what they did, right? They walked over, make sure no one's there, and they sentry ward as well.
Meanwhile, Barracuda doing that Gold Fury. Anis is there for support in case somebody turns up. The Cobra's Kiss is enough to just buy enough time if required. And they can always use that last breath to throw somebody away. And Barra, we'll get the Gold Fury for Cloud9. Let's have a look at the gold graphs now, because I believe that's 10,000 gold pretty much in the bag for them right now.
And you take a look too, right? It's a slow and steady lead up from 5 minutes to 16 minutes. Then there's that step up where they got a couple kills in Gold Fury, and then another slow and steady lead up. I mean, 3,000 of that lead, actually a big fight breaking out.
Not sure Xing beats the use and Fear No Evil as well. Aninster.
Oh, he can't get over the wall.
Overall, the poison is still on him. The poison will spread to Mace. There's damage coming out from MLC.
It spreads again.
Baskin finds it. The poison is now onto the Wukong.
It spreads again.
And now ShadowQ is the last man standing in the tree on his last legs. Goodbye, ShadowQ. Bronx Bomber's the last man standing, but he's in mid lane.
That poison spread 3 times in the fight. You almost never see it spread once. And then Cloud9 focusing down as a team, the players they knew were low, able to spread it 3 times, continuously stacking that true damage. Not stacking, but reapplying the true damage.
Aninster has more player damage than a new War with a global ultimate.
I mean, he probably got half of that in that last fight, to be fair.
He's been up there all the time. Bronx, though, he's just going to swing to the solo and try and push out these lanes a little bit. There's not a lot he could really do to defend the Fire Giant here, which is probably going to be started up through space and time. Is down for Mace to the face. I'm not sure how long for, though. Will it be up in time is the question, as it has begun by Cloud9.
I don't think it matters. I mean, through space and time,
if he gets it's up now. It's up now. He might snipe this.
Stealth.
The dream. He didn't aim it right.
I mean, he's just looking to get his team in there. It doesn't damage the objective. Xing, though, he's going to get bursted. Fear No Evil is going to go off. He's going to run through the portal, but Baskin might be able to chase him down. No, his ult's not up, already
That'll
used.
just save him. Wukong did have to take it to the clouds, though. His ultimate now included. Anis is still chasing around the jungle looking for Xing, but hey ho!
Oh my god, for the 3rd time! 3rd time of the game, Xing falls to fire shots. Bronx Bombers, though, not only able to take tier 1, but tier 2 as well. And he's pushing this Phoenix.
Anis has just come back. He's going to be able to deal with that issue and make sure that Bronx does not get that. Barry's taking a lot of damage from this Fire Giant, though, and he's not getting much help from his team. You say that, it was close because ShadowQ is nearly in. Cloud9 get the Fire Giant, and now they're probably going to take down ShadowQ as well.
Mace to the face and Shadowq trying to defend that. Can't even get even close. Then we just see Mace fall, and Anister on the left side able to defend his Phoenix successfully. A big win for Cloud9.
Just a clean performance from them so far this game.
Both games.
To be fair, last game they made a couple of errors at the beginning where we saw Jeff get picked, but since that they've executed a game plan pretty much to perfection. This is a bit like Epsilon for me. Like, these top two teams are just really good.
I mean, if the only mistake in 2 games against a top 4 to 5 North American team is Jeff got picked at an off-time gank.
That's awful. Jeff should know better.
Oh man.
He should know better. He's Canadian after all. Mid lane tower does fall down. The Phoenix is now the next thing to be threatened.
Oh, shit.
Then a Weevil from Xing is very good there. And they're going to push Barracuda to an awful spot. Walrus not going to continue the chase until now. He's going to try and help out Bronx Bombers in the backside, who's being beaten down by Baskin, who now has got the ultimate from Athena on, but they both fall through a portal.
Anister wasn't even in that fight. He's here now, though. That's going to be a slow on a Shadowq. Great stun by Walrus, though, to make sure that Shadowq can escape that. Cloud9, they're going to take the mid Phoenix, but they've been poked out a little. Actually, no, only Jeff Hinla is below half. Everyone else is almost full. And there's the blanket by Anister. Mace to the face. He's going to die. There's the poison spread. Is it going to happen again?
Not sure, because at the
it happens again!
The poison did spread to Shadowq, but Shadowq will not die with it on him. The tree is in trouble. Did beads out to give himself an opportunity to escape. Walrus takes to the cloud, but I think that could be the game here. Cloud9 could look to end. That Titans below half.
Game. Walrus, he's going to fall. Shadowq going to try something cheeky, pulling Baskin into the fountain, but he's going to get pulled out himself. Baskin, he's going to escape. Deicide coming out for Cloud9 and a Game 2 win, turning around their rough Week 1.
We said at the beginning of the broadcast during the week, it was like, it's going to be very rare to see Cloud9 bottom of those rankings on how he went, 0-2. But come out today, faced off against Denial. Denial didn't look weak, but I just feel like they waited for Cloud9 to do everything. They didn't do it themselves first. They didn't initiate ever.
They didn't really take an aggressive stance, which is what we saw them do against TSM, and that's why they found the win. Give a little bit too much respect to Cloud9, I think. Let's take a look at this first blood, though.
And it was really heavy commitment there by both the boys of Cloud9. Baskin and Anister linking up well, and a great bludgeon to secure it.
Yeah, and that was just the beginning of Walrus having a rough game for the 2nd time in a row.
He just had flashbacks of the previous game after that.
He's going to have nightmares moving forward.
It was not an easy game for him. The boys, though, of Cloud9 are the ones to celebrate their play of the game. Who do you think it'll be?
Stealth.
Or Anister? Stealth. It's Stealth. Up on your screen right now. You played a fantastic new wall that game. Look at that slash line, though. 5-0-11.
Yeah, 3 of those kills on Xing at the end of fights. The rest just being in all these team fights.
Look at this skill. Oh! I wish I could land a shot like that.
It's rough, man.
I'm going to have to ask him one day.
Is he? Maybe he'll be on the interview.
I don't know. We'll find out, I'm sure. But there is Stealth, your Victor. New Wall back in the fray, in the mix once more, and get an MVP this time. We've not seen a New Wall get an MVP this season yet.
No, not yet. That was the first time.
We'll see a few more, though.
All right, guys. So Cloud9 versus Denial. It was a really good match for Cloud9, and they looked so much better this game against Denial, and Denial is a team that I don't expect to just lie down and take the beating that they received. So
not at all.
I mean, I'm really wondering, is Baskin going to be a better fit than Omega?
Well, let's find out. Baskin, are you better than Omega? According to Dynasty wants to know.
I think I am.
There you
go.
With
confidence. Okay.
Job done. How did it feel in the solo lane today? Your first real, victory on the Cloud9 squad. It felt like you and Anister were just wanted to abuse poor old Walrus all day.
Yeah, I feel like the sort of gank style has become a little bit more popular, and AFK used it against us, and we kind of saw how strong it was, and we decided to utilize it today. And it worked out well.
Great adaptation there for Week 2. I do have a question, though. I mean, this doesn't refer to you, but New Wall, we've seen her picked more and more. Why is she working out so well for teams?
She's a really safe pick. She obviously has a lot of damage with her ult, and it's a pretty guaranteed damage because you don't even have to aim it. And it's really hard for assassins to dive her because she could just ult up and be out of the fight and stay for long periods of time. And I don't know, she might not be the best mid in the world, but she's very consistent and very safe.
So talk to us about what it's like playing for Cloud9 now, Baskin. You've been on the roster for a couple of weeks now. How are you settling in? How are the boys treating you?
Playing with Cloud9 is it's pretty much like a dream come true. Because I remember when I used to just be not a great player, and I used to just watch Cloud9 streams and try to get better from watching them, and now it's like I'm playing with them is kind of like a sort of weird feeling, I guess.
Okay.
So with that, do you have any shout outs that you want to give from the end of the stream to let people know how you went? Sorry, do you want to give any shout outs to people at home? My bad. I don't know what that sentence was. That sentence was crazy. Ignore me.
I don't know. Yeah, well, shouts to my team for carrying me. Shout out to the troops overseas. That's it.
Okay.
Thanks so much for the interview then, Baskin. It was a pleasure having you on, and hopefully things will continue working out for them.
Yeah, Baskin said thanks for the team for carrying me, but I mean, he was right there with them. He did not get carried. He is obviously a big part of their teamwork and cooperation.
And for Cloud9 to make it to the next LAN and to Worlds, they're going to be relying on him some more. But coming up next, we will be having another game for you from North America.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be Elevate versus Enemy coming up in just a few minutes.
Let's find out who wins that. Be right back after the break.
I'd rather see you in my dreams. And every chance to dance I'll take if I can't see you to dance I'll take if I can't see you again. We could be listening for answers.